Before we get started, I wanted to quickly go over the price. The price of this board with our discount code is only $579, making it officially the best valued board on this channel yet. So let's talk about the deck. The deck is made up of maple, bamboo, fiberglass, and epoxy. The deck's length is 33 inches and the width is a little under 10 inches. The board's weight is about 21 pounds and the max load is 267 pounds. Now this deck's concave and its drop down together is quite exquisite. There's nothing like it. I mean, look at the little flare-ups on the sides of the actual drop down, along with the concave on each side, and with the finishing touch of a really low stance, it keeps you glued to the ground. I mean, why else would you go for something like a Meepo Voyager or an XY Flex when you could have this style of a street board? Sometimes those boards are either too stiff or too springy, and since they have two separate enclosures underneath your feet, they don't feel like a true longboard in my opinion. This is all one piece with perfect geometry. Now here's a size comparison with the PARSEC AERO Pro. As you can see, they are very similar. The Zephyr has a little bit longer of a wheelbase, but it's kind of funky because their actual drop down is a little bit further towards the middle when the PARSEC's drop down is further away. But the PARSEC deck is carbon fiber and the Zephyr is a bamboo with a slight flex. So if you wanted something like the PARSEC but with a cheaper price tag and with a slight flex in the deck, then the Zephyr is what you want. Now before the PARSEC and before the Zephyr, my go-to street board was the Evolve GTR 2. Now I still love the board, but compared to these two boards, it's actually more on the heavier side and it's extremely outdated. It's even still got 18650 cells in it. So what I did a couple years ago, the missing piece of the puzzle was my DIY. Much thinner setup, still great concave, up-to-date electronics, very powerful, and it's customized just for me. But the rest of the community can't have this board. Enter the affordable Swiss Army knife street board that's extremely affordable that the entire Eastgate community can get their hands on and from a very reputable company, the LINNPOWER ZEPHYR. As for the wheels, the Zephyr is utilizing 85mm in diameter, 59mm in contact patch, and 78A durometer wheels. And yes, these are the same wheels that came on the OG boosted wheels. Same factory, same formula, same molding. I've had these before. I've always liked how they have a sharp edge lip, which helps with predictability. Now, are these more comfortable than a Mad Wheel or a Meepo 110 Cyclone? Of course not. But I think it's time for people to start adapting little by little with traditional street wheel boards such as this. Now that we have these high quality street boards with a little bit of flex in them and that are made very well, I think it's time for a lot of AT riders to try to bring it over to a street setup and expand their style a little bit. And yes, these wheels can do some light off-roading trails. As for the trucks, the Zephyr is utilizing a real forged double kingpin truck, which has 130% more strength than a Diamond Dozen double kingpin truck. Has a purple anodized finish. All the bushings are 99A durometer, which helps with stability at higher speeds for those who don't really practice on double kingpin trucks. And they also make their own custom pivot cup, which feels great. The trucks are also 10mm interchangeable axles as well for more durability. And for those that are not used to this bigger spacer, this is where you place it on the inside of the wheel. So besides the cool color and it being built very well, I like how they tucked in these wires that kind of sink into the deck and go underneath the enclosure. I've never seen that done before. I don't know, it gives it like a nice, clean, tucked away setup. I like it a lot. And the middle wire is for an additional taillight. Now the top of both truck base plates have holes placed for M4 screws in case you want to mount different headlights, taillights, or even aftermarket camera mounts. And on the deck itself, next to the base plates, have additional holes so you can mount your trucks further back so you have a longer wheelbase. This is usually better for bigger riders. What's also cool about the trucks is the motor mounts are adjustable C-clamp for a fixed motor mount position. Now, I've never seen that in a production street board before. If you guys have, comment below. Now, these trucks and this entire board setup does not feel like your mediocre 2-in-1 all-terrain double kingpin truck setup. It doesn't at all. It has this glued to the ground type feel. I don't know, I feel like a lot of companies have been listening to the riders lately. Small wheels, smaller deck setup, lighter weight, double kingpin trucks, all with a lot better parts. I feel like I've been kind of stressing this for a very long time. I feel like the e-skate community needs to go back into the actual foundation and the core feeling of riding an electric longboard and shredding the streets on true urethane. As for the motors, the Zephyr is utilizing 5.2, 5.0, 2000 watt, 170 kV belt drive motors. Now I know this kind of sounds silly, but this bash guard is unlike any other bash guard I've seen. It's very refined and kind of upscale in my opinion. And of course, it's very usable as a handle. So at the end of the day, I would absolutely use this over any kicktail board to commute with, go to work, run errands, or if you're a college student. It feels very good to have a proper street board that's not bulky and heavy and doesn't compromise with cheap parts. As for the ESC, the Zephyr is utilizing Jessen FOC 14S 65A phase current ESC. The heat sink is also CNC machined that not only looks premium, but it also dissipates heat more efficiently than standard casting methods. So the Zephyr is utilizing their JK FOC remote with CNC aluminum framing. Now at a quick glance, it looks like a normal FOC remote, but when you actually get close to it and hold it in your hand, you see it definitely has more polish than a standard FOC remote, which I think is really nice. It keeps the cost down, but at the same time, it doesn't look like some kind of base model cheapy remote. It's got all the data, all the telemetry readouts, auto on, auto off, but what I like the best is where that little indent for my index finger holds and that CNC scroll wheel with double bearing fixation for precise throttle control. Now I know it sounds very minor, but you can definitely feel a difference from this scroll wheel to a dime a dozen Hobby Wing scroll wheel. As for the battery, the Zephyr is utilizing a 14S 2P EVE 50E 10 amp hour 504 watt hour battery, and I am absolutely loving this super thin sleek enclosure that's keeping the board lightweight, slim, and that perfect geometry longboard feel underneath your feet. As for range, I'm a 160-pound rider and the temperature was about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. I rode in mostly S Plus mode, but a little bit in S mode. I got a total of 30 miles on the stock LINNPOWER Zephyr. Now, I don't know what's more impressive, that range on this price board or that range on this size board. Okay, I just got my 25% low voltage warning. Let's do a quick acceleration test on the LINNPOWER Zephyr. Stock 36T, I believe, 85 millimeter boosted wheels. S Plus mode. 25% left. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. Awesome. I don't care what any builder says. I don't care what any spec sheet says. These 50E EVE cells are very, very good. It's that simple. If you don't have experience with these cells on your particular board, then guess what? You don't really have much leverage to talk about them. They are very, very good. Okay, just got my 10% low voltage warning. Let's do a quick acceleration test. S Plus mode, stock wheel setup. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. Bro, I don't care what anybody says. Whether it's a company, it's a DIY guy, builder, spec sheet, I don't care. These EVE 50E cells are very, very good. I don't care what anybody says. I go by results and experience, and these are very good. So when these cells first came out with all these new boards, a lot of the builders were doubting these cells. And just like I've been saying ever since I did the LaCroix barrel review, it's not just about the spec sheet. It's about how the entire board is built and tuned. And LINNPOWER knows exactly how to build and tune a board. Okay guys, here we go. Giant hill test, same hill we always use. LINNPOWER Zephyr, base model, not the pro model. Stock 85 millimeter wheels, stock 36T pulleys. S Plus mode, almost full battery. Let's do it. Nice. Very consistent. Nice. Beautiful. Letting off the throttle. Whew. Beautiful. I mean, that was awesome. For this price point, it's freaking so good. 24.8 miles per hour up the giant hill with 36T,
85 millimeter tiny wheels. No words. Okay, acceleration test on the stock LINNPOWER ZEPHYR 36T, 85 millimeter wheels, S Plus mode. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. That's exactly what it should be for this size board. And if you want even more power, you can go up to a bigger pulley and even smaller wheels, or you can spend a little bit more money and get the Pro version. But honestly, this is plenty of power in my personal opinion, especially for its size board and especially its price. Okay guys, here we go. Top speed test on the new LINNPOWER ZEPHYR. Stock wheel setup, stock pulleys. Let's do it. Oh, up a slight hill. All right, let's check the rider app. 31 miles per hour on the nose, and that's up a slight hill with the 85 millimeter stock wheels, stock 36T pulleys, I believe. So if you want even more top speed, smaller pulleys, bigger wheels. But I think 31 miles per hour is plenty for this size board. Okay, let's do a brake test. Brakes are set at 100 because you can adjust the brakes. 15 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, brake. Nice. Can't complain, man. Can't complain. Okay, guys, hill race test. PARSEC AERO Pro X, stock out of the box, 36T, 80 millimeter wheels. LINNPOWER ZEPHYR, stock out of the box, 85 millimeter wheels, 36T. Both S Plus mode, both full batteries. Ready? And go. Let me get up a little bit. Hold on. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Nice. So that's exactly how I thought it was going to go. They're both extremely similar when it comes to performance, but this is running 85 millimeter wheels and that's running 80 millimeter wheels with the same pulley system. But this costs a little bit more money. So either way you go, can't make a bad decision. Both awesome boards. Okay, 15 mile per hour pull, both full battery. Little faster. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Now, as you can see, I pulled on max a little bit, but it does make sense given these wheels are a little bit bigger.
Few things worth mentioning. I love these little final touches on boards like this, especially at such a low price point. I just feel like when the companies do these little signature final touches, we kind of share the same love and passion for e-skate. Now, something I didn't like, but that's not a big deal, is the stock bearings in the wheels. They didn't really have good free roll, and to me, free roll is very important. So I just switched them out for better, higher quality bearings, and I got much better free roll. To me, that's very important. Also, the belts came really tight out of the box, so make sure you loosen up your belts to maximize your range. Now, one more thing I didn't like, but that's not really a big deal at all, is the charging port location and the charging port cover. I know it sounds stupid, but I hate digging my fingernail underneath this plastic piece just to access the charging port. I'd also prefer the charging port on the side of the battery, not on the bottom. Now, as you can probably assume, the unboxing experience was very well put together, safe, tight knit. Now, inside that box, you have all your tools, all your hardware, your owner's manual, your remote, your charger for your remote, and of course the charger for the board itself. Now, the charger for the base model ZEPHYR is a 2 amp charger, but if you currently have an A-Stack that's a 14S battery, which is most of them, then you can use that A-Stack charger as a fast charger for your ZEPHYR. Final thoughts. Man, what can I say? There's a new player in town. The LINNPOWER ZEPHYR is an ultimate street shredder, all for under $600. That's freaking crazy. This entire time I've been using my Bamboo GTR as my flexible street setup. And as much as I love that board, it is much bigger and heavier than this. So having such a smaller, thinner, lightweight street setup that has up-to-date electronics, very good quality double kingpin trucks that carve just as good and with that same stability, all with a mild flex deck that keeps you planted in because of the concave is just so perfect. And most of all, it packs a punch along with plenty of range for such a small setup. It's like I want to call this a mini Bamboo GTR, but even though the size is smaller, the performance and range aren't less than the GTR. However, the price tag and the weight is much less than the GTR. So it's time, guys. Put aside the 8-inch tires, put aside riding on the grass and the trails for a little while, and get a proper street board. When you get a board like this, you not only advance your skill set as a rider, but you start opening up this giant field of different street wheels. Trying new street wheels on a good quality street board like this is so much fun. So it not only advances your skill set, but it diversifies it as well. You can spend $50 to $100 on new street wheels and it'll completely change the board's behavior and it can make the board even better. So if you really wanted to buy the PARSEC AERO Pro, but didn't want to spend that much money and you preferred a mild flexi deck, then this is definitely for you. Discount code eSkateUnity, link in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.